Hey everyone, I figured I'd do a quick video here. Still winter, it's warming up some, but this is just becoming a super pain in the butt. So, I think I talked about this in one of my previous videos that, we got this trail, goes up this hill. There's quite a ways, and it's so sensitive as far as whether we can make it up it or not with the forwarder. That's becoming a super pain in the butt. So earlier in the week, he wasn't having trouble with the tracks tight, and then as long as the tracks were tight anyway. So we got up, and now the problem is that the warmer it gets, the more it packs, and it kind of turns to ice close. And it's been up around high 30s and 40 during the day, which really, it's not enough to melt it down to dirt or anything, but what it's doing is it's making it hard enough so that he's having a wicked time. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. I tried going up before him. Normally I let him go up first and then I'll go up, so that if I mess it up, when he comes down, he'll kind of, the forwarder will kind of get everything back to where it wants it, and then he doesn't have any trouble. So I went up, and I couldn't get up past about right there, and then I went off in the woods. Well, I messed it up just enough so he couldn't make it up. So we had a little more forwarding down on the bottom here, and he was able to, by the time, he tried it again, it was like 11, so it had warmed up enough, and he made it up, didn't have any trouble. Yesterday morning, he struggled to get up through here, and he did, but it was he just barely. And after the other day where I messed it up, I put another trail up there, and so that I wouldn't use this, so basically keep it the way he wants it. That's why I got this little, I don't know what you call it, I guess it's a crutch, and I bring it up. Well, it's not as bad now, but again, it's steeper than it looks, so I use that to kind of hold it and pull myself up areas that I can't get, so, or I'm having struggling to get up, rather than, if you use the base of the head, it just puts so much snow back in the tracks. So this is just becoming, it's, we're working late this year, which is good, but it's just, I'm tired. We're driving well over an hour, and even when he can get up and down this, it's still pretty slow because it's quite a ways up to the top. It's long yarding. So I have to leave early today. I have an appointment, so I was only going to work till noon. So now I'm waiting here. He had a little bit of wood left on the bottom. I think I already said that, so I'm going to wait for him to come back up and see if I can't push him. You can see he's spun out right there. Kind of dug it, chewed it up. And if I can't push him up past there, and if he can get to the top once, maybe by the time he's got back down with a buggy and then gone back up, it'll warm up enough. Otherwise, eventually the weather's going to warm up here, and it's not going to freeze up as much at night. But if this is the case here, I'm just going to stop cutting up there until he gets a little closer, and eventually it's going to melt. But I don't want to get too much on the ground and then have this thing turn into a river. It's supposed to be in the mid-high 40s today, which will, with the sun angle, certainly going to get things a lot softer. So it's aggravating, because just because you're working doesn't mean you're making money. So, and I don't want to call it quits for the season because it's difficult. So But at some point, if you're just gonna do this every day and he can't get up, you know, and you have to, you know, at some point it's just not worth it. So I mean, the end is coming. The trucking's gonna end here. It's just one of those things that you're not, you know, it just is getting old dealing with this. This hill is just, the last 2 weeks, it's just always, it's been something, you know. Where, sorry, my phone keeps cutting out because it runs out of storage, but anyways, I was just saying it's frustrated. So Wes is coming back. I probably won't be able to video this whole thing. Once you gotta push him. See, he's even struggling right there. He's just creeping. But this is not very productive. See, he might not even be able to make it past there. He's got to try to grab some of the bank or a stump or something. This is such a pain in the ass. See, he's trying to grab whatever he can. It's just not working. It's like an ice skating rink. It's just as stupid. Alright, I'll be back. Well, he lifted his bogey up. That front bogey will come up in the air. That seemed to get him around there. And he's not going to make it up around this corner. So I don't think I'll be able to video pushing him once he gets back up here, but we'll see if we can get him up the hill. This is a super duper pain in the expletive ass. There's been a lot of 4-letter words screamed out of my mouth in the last week. I gotta push him like that. Well, I got him up the hill, or he made it up the hill, so this is barely not even worth it. So I was only gonna work till noon. This wastes so much time. It's almost 9 o'clock, and it's so far back in there. I'm probably not even gonna head up in there right now. I brought some. Wes needs to change the oil before, so I'm going to have him when he comes out with his bucket. Change the oil, and then maybe it'll be warm enough where he can get in and out by himself. So, and let him catch up a little bit. If it warms up, and I think once we stop having these mornings in the teens and single numbers, and I mean the weather looks like it's going to break where it's not going to get below freezing at night, and if we can get up and down this hill with a bunch of trouble. Without a bunch of trouble, then I'll go back at it. So, but this isn't worth it. So, burn more fuel. I get done the day and it feels like my head's gonna explode. I'm tired. This is stupid. So, and I don't know. Maybe those are Clark tracks on there, and they're kind of like. I have double browsers, which probably doesn't help me at all. Even if I had single browsers, I'd probably still have trouble. So, but those Clark tracks, they're fine for most instances. They're fine and regular soft ground or when it's not frozen. But they've got, you know, like they're whoa. Start sliding on me a little bit. They've got 2 bars on the tracks and the center is concaved, and I don't think those are the best for like a real hard icy ground. I think if I knew I was going to have a whole winter's work of ground like this, I think I can't remember if they're Orloffs or Petnos or another name. They just have they'd be like a single browser track pad. I think that would grab a lot better. And the problem is obviously it's chewing things up, but it's just kind of scraping off the surface, and it's not digging enough to pull the forwarder up. So you can see right there, it just shot everything back, which doesn't help anything. So anyways, just figured I'd put a video out here. Like, subscribe, comment. I guess I ought to probably start running the joysticks again before I go shooting down the hill. So we'll catch you guys later.